Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chaos, and today I'll be showing you guys my build for the Turian Havok Trooper that I like to call the Angel of Death. So right away, I didn't go for Incinerate. It's a good move, and eventually I will go for it as I have 21 points left. But you won't have as many points as I do right now, just because I have the character at level 8, so I have all the extra points. But at level 20, your build should look like mine, and you should have about 3 points left over. So you can invest them in Incinerate or Flat Cannon, or you can wait until you get the character upgrade and get that last upgrade in munitions. So right into my build, I maxed out Turbocharge, and I did this because I want as much gun damage as possible for this build. So, in rank 4, I went for the duration over the recharge speed because I use weapons with huge magazine sizes like the Revenant or the N7 Piranha, like the Striker shotgun. I was gonna say, and things like that. When you use turbocharge, you really can't empty the clip before it runs out. So the 50% duration is really helpful for that. Rank 5, I went for the damage and force over the accuracy and stability just because, again, I want to go for as much damage as possible with this build with the guns. So I went for the extra gun damage on this one. Rank 6, I went for the dump heat. Now, this is insanely good. It gives you an 80% clip size bonus to your weapons when you use turbocharge. And something like the Revenant, you can like easily surpass 100 bullets in a clip, and this is very useful over the rate of fire and only 20% clip size. So I would definitely go for the 80% clip size. um, so flat cannon, I didn't put any in flat cannon. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good skill and it's very strong, and I'm thinking about leveling it up eventually. I'm not too sure yet between that and incinerate. But right now, as it is, you get a capacity of 2, and it's pretty strong right now with the base, so I didn't really find it useful, or I couldn't really fit it into the build, so I just left it where it was. And munitions training, again, this is for weapon damage, so I did end up going with this one. And rank 4, I went for the 8% weapon damage over the power damage and 1 power cell capacity because I did not put any skills in incinerate or power or the flat cannon. So I do just want straight weapon damage. So the 8% weapons training is really good. Rank 5, I went for the weapon efficiency over the melee synergy. So this one, it does give you a gun damage boost of 20%, but it's only for 3 seconds, and that's after a melee. And with this build, most of the time you're not going to be able to melee, you're going to be in the air. So I didn't find this useful for my build, so I ended up just going for the weapon efficiency that gives you 15% weapon reload speed, 25% weapon clip size, and the 20% weapon spare ammo. So on top of the other 80% clip size, you get another 25% with this, and you can just go outrageous with the clip size that you can get with some of these guns. And eventually, like I said, if you do want to wait with those extra 3 points you have left over, you can go for the precision, which I'll eventually be doing soon. And this just for the extra 20% weapon headshot or weak point bonus to do more damage. And the accuracy and stability is very good for the Revenant if you do have that machine gun. And if you have a good shotgun, then it also gives you a pellet spread reduction. So that's very useful. Lastly, for the area assault, this is the one that makes this build. So right here on aerial combat, it gives you a 50% damage resistance while airborne, which is very good. Anytime you jump or hover, you have a 50% damage reduction to anything. In rank 4, there's hover and health and shields. Now I did have hover before because it gives you 100% hover duration, which gives you that 50% or that 50 damage resistance, which is really good for longer. But in the long run, when I started doing golds with this character, I felt that the health and shield is so much better for surviving. And while you are airborne, you can stay up there longer and not take as much damage because you have more shields. Next, I went for the aerial invasion over dive bomb because, again, this one also gives you a 50 damage resistance while airborne. And combine that with aerial combat, you now have 100 damage resistance while airborne, and it also gives you 100 damage resistance while evading. So that is just massive. You can hover in the air in a group of enemies and get shot like crazy, and you'll barely lose your shield. It takes a while for them to even kill you. So I really like this. And lastly is the aerial engagement, which again gives you another 50 damage resistance. So altogether you have 150 damage resistance while you're hovering. And that is just so great that most of the time I can hover in front of like something big like the Hydra, and he can shoot me with his barrage of missiles, and it'll barely lose maybe half of my shield. And that's just so massive, especially for gold. And on top of the damage resistance, you get about 4 seconds of extra hover time every time you kill an enemy while hovering. It extends it by like 4 seconds. And you also get another 25% weapon accuracy while airborne, which is good for like the Revenant. And this definitely makes the build the Angel of Death. So the weapons I use for this guy are, for one, the Revenant. It is very good for this guy. And right now I only have the Revenant on, and with just that I get the power recharge speed of 100% with this character. So it's really good to keep using turbocharge as often as you can. And but if you do want to use like a second weapon, you can. It's not really that useful to have 100% power recharge speed with this guy, but if you want to, then that's fine. And any other weapons you want to use, like I said, just anything with a huge clip, like the Revenant, maybe the Cyclone. I don't have it, but you can use the Indra sniper rifle automatic and the Raptor, which is also an automatic. And like I said, the N7 Piranha, very good weapon with this guy on top of the Revenant. So eventually, when I do get this character maxed out at level 10 and I have all the points I can, then I will be maxing out munitions training for the last one on precision. And I think I'll be going for the incinerate over the flat cannon and max it out, just because I want to be able to have a, a power that can prime and detonate combos. And this one is very useful. So if you go to the last one on detonator, you can also trigger combo detonations as well as prime them from the start. So this is a very useful move. And most of the time when I'm playing, I see someone prime an enemy, and I really want to combo detonate them, and I can't. And that's one reason why I really want to go for this, is just for that one reason too. So like always, I do have gameplay of all my build videos that I make in the description down below, and they are always gold gameplay, so you guys can see how these characters perform. And please check that out if you like. And if you enjoyed this video and my build, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.